So I'm sitting here looking at the light dancing off the waves. And I don't know if it's going to come through in the video, but sitting here looking at it, it looks like it's like moving hieroglyphics, or I don't know, it looks like one of those displays. I don't know how to describe it, and it's like, it looks intelligent, and it's amazing. And I'm just thinking, that light reflecting off of the water, or not reflecting off the water in various degrees, I wonder if that's like how the Creator sees us, or maybe like higher divine beings, because the water is actually cloudy right now. I don't know if you can see, because it's been raining a lot. So if you were in the water, it would look differently. But from this perspective, I can see the light reflecting. And that's like us. That's like people. We all have the spark of God. We all have the spark of the Creator in us. And that's represented here by the reflection of the sun. So it's kind of metaphorical at the same time. And all the different reflections, none of them are the same. But all together, seen from far, it's like this beautiful moving picture, movie, or whatever you want to call it. And each one reflects slightly different, and that's like us. Each one of us is different. And we each reflect back to the Creator a different version of that light. And then all together, it's beautiful. And you have some of these little waves, and I've heard that said, that like we are all waves of the same ocean, right? I've heard that. Alan Watts, I think, says that. And that's like this here. And for me, it's always been hard to understand, but I get it now looking at these, because there's all sorts of little waves. There's like the big waves and the medium waves and the little wave, and then like the little waves. And so those are like all little, they could be like people, and they're all reflecting the light. Now some of them are really bright, and that's like us too, right? Some of us shine really bright, and then there are some that are dark. But without the dark ones, you wouldn't, it would just be blinding. It would look the same. You wouldn't even see it, I don't think. You wouldn't see all the little textures. It wouldn't be a dance like this. So you need those other ones, and they can be beautiful too. I can appreciate those. But they still are reflecting light, technically. Like, even though I look at them and I think, oh, some are dark, some are bright, they all are reflecting light. And we know this because if they weren't reflecting light, I wouldn't be able to see them, because my eye only works if there's light reflected in it, at least for me to be able to see it. And it's just like us. And it kind of shows you need all of them. Well, at least from the Creator's perspective, right? From my perspective, it's beautiful. That's what makes the dance, that's what makes the picture for me, is the play between the dark and the light ones, and all the different variations thereof, and the whole movement. So even though the water's cloudy, I still see the light inside, or the light reflected off of all of them. And that's been said, that our lives are reflections, right? But also what's at play is all the different waves, right? There's some bigger waves, and then there's little waves, and sometimes, you're up, and then sometimes you're lower, and that's just like, I feel like that's just like life. Maybe you're not always shining your brightest. I know I'm not. I know I could be real dark sometimes, and I can also be real bright. But that's also dependent of the things around us. Maybe the environment I'm in, maybe the other waves that I'm around might make me a little bit brighter, a little bit darker. Or I might be right next to some dark waves and I look brighter, or I might be right next to some bright waves and look darker. And that's like all represented here. And I think that's incredible. But you can see it in a 3D version. Now, what would be the point? Is it if you were the wave that's in the low trough, not reflecting a lot, to be upset about it and to fight it? It wouldn't make a difference, because you're not going to stop all this water. You know, you got to go with it a little bit, right? I mean, we all have like choices of how to behave, but you can't choose what the whole rest of this lake is doing. So, I don't know. I hope that makes sense for you. I had to get this down. It's just beautiful to look at from here. It looks like diamonds. So I hope you have a nice day. Hope that helps you. Maybe it helps you like it does for me. Crooked Glasses Tarot.